So yeah, man, we about to see what's the deal with this Dream Theater situation. I don't know what's going on. I said ugly truth about Dream Theater. I already heard the song. Broken Man, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a real good song. I can't wait for the new album, but let's just see what they talking about.
Dream Theater fanbase is once again split after the release of the band's new track, A Broken Man. Although, in all fairness, it kinda is pretty much every time Dream Theater drop a new track.
Very strange.
So today, let's take a look at the band's second single from the upcoming Parasomnia album, discuss the ugly truth about why it actually is so divisive for the
Okay, that's the name of the album, Sony. I did not know that was the name of the album. New album's coming out. Okay, cool.
theater community, and then talk about what it tells us about the band's upcoming studio record. Here you go. By the way, guys, real quick, as always, please do not hesitate to comment on anything you hear or see in this video, and especially if you disagree with me, because the whole point of our Metal Pilgrim community is, of course, to start a conversation. But alright, let's do it. The moment the track begins, you're hit with that signature Dream Theater sound. The intro feels like a warm handshake from an old friend, instantly recognizable, comfortably familiar, and quintessentially Dream Theater. It has that lush combination of John Petrucci's riffing, atmospheric keys, and the intricate yet steady and instantly recognizable rhythm section, which right away sets the stage for what is to follow.
Okay.
There's nothing more powerful than you.
Come on, dog.
Making one thing happen. Really going for it.
Come on, dog. Hallelujah. That beginning intro didn't necessarily sound like Dream Theater to me. That didn't really sound like Dream Theater to me that I'm familiar with. I know Dream Theater. That didn't really sound like. Oh, it was good, but it didn't sound like them to me personally.
And overall, that theme presented by the instrumental part of Dream Theater in the intro is actually the one that will follow you throughout the entire track. And while in the verse and the chorus it does of course take a couple of, different variations, still it does so in a very coherent manner to what has been presented to the listener in the song's opening segment. Now, talking about the verse, one of the biggest concerns of pretty much every Dream Theater fan when it comes to any new music by this band is the state of James LaBrie's voice. And here's the thing, it would be simply stupid to state that James today sounds exactly the same as he did 30 years ago.
Exactly.
No, and in all honesty,
he's older. It sounds like him to me. I ain't have no problem with his voice. He sounds good to me.
In the world who do, but at the same time, I gotta say that at least to me, James's voice really complements the instrumental part of the song and fits really well into the overall composition and the mood of this track. Yet, of course, still, the biggest question is how this track will sound live. As I always say on this show, heavy metal is the music which is supposed to be enjoyed in the sweaty clubs and on festivals and not online. And it is true that with the modern technology, and especially when you work with such guys as Andy Sneap, you can make anyone sound great. So I guess we kind of have to wait and see. But once again, at least to me, neither of the instruments on this song, including James LaBrie's voice, feels out of place.
Okay.
Undeniably, the strongest part of this track comes at around 5-minute mark, with an almost 2-minute long solo on which every instrumentalist in Dream Theater gets to show off a little, but do it in a very tasteful and a very Dream Theater-like manner. Finally, bring into A Broken Man's composition these jazzy elements, which so many Dream Theater fans actually love this band for. Here's the thing, I'm actually going to say something which many of you might consider blasphemy, and I accept this, and you can trash me in the comments if you will. But this new song, for some weird reason, and I can't really catch why exactly, gives out very strong Deep Purple vibe, at least to me. And I do understand that I might be in a huge minority here, but I don't know, this feeling just kind of got stuck with me the first time I heard this song. But still, at parts, this song actually does kind of feel to me like a tribute to the legacy of Jon Lord. Yeah, I know. But anyways, after that rather long and extensive solo and instrumental part, Dream Theater quite predictably goes back to the chorus, after which closing the song with the same theme introduced by the band in its opening intro, thus making it full circle composition-wise, which we all know is something Dream Theater does use quite a lot in their song structures.
Okay, yeah.
So, what about A Broken Man? Is it a good song?
Yes.
Definitely yes.
Yes.
I
Very good.
truly
Very damn
enjoy
good
it.
song.
Does it live up to the hype of this highly anticipated reunion album? So
Yes. Yes, it does.
Dream Theater fans
It was better
have
than Night Terror. Much better song than Night Terror.
waited for so many years. Well, here where it becomes a little bit trickier, because the ugly truth about Dream Theater today is that everything we just discussed in this video doesn't even matter. In a recent interview with Ola Englund, Mike Portnoy said something rather important. He
What'd
said
he say?
that Dream Theater has both the best and the worst fan base in the world of metal. The best because they're so passionate about their favorite band, about all the little details, about all the nerdy little things surrounding Dream Theater. And the worst because it is virtually
Is Dream
impossible
Theater my favorite band? No, it's not. I would say it's not, but they're pretty good. They're really good.
to please them. On this track, very similarly to the first one released a couple of weeks ago, Dream Theater do not
I'm
react
excited for this album. The last one they did with Mike and Jeannie, I didn't care for that album too much. More, I forget what it's called, with the skull on the skull head on the cover. I didn't care for it that much. I'm excited for this new one with Mike Portnoy.
back the wheel at all. Quite the opposite. They specifically release a track which would feel rather comfortable for all the longtime Dream Theater fans. It is a song which somewhat showcases the different aspects of Dream Theater so many fans have fallen in love with back 30 plus years ago. And at least in my opinion, the band does
Mike
this
Mangini might be a better drummer, but that don't mean he's the best man for the Dream Theater job.
specifically for the fans.
It's
They
always
do it
gonna be Portnoy, it's gonna be
specifically
the
to show
OG.
the fans that, hey, Mike Portnoy is back in the gang, and this new chapter of Dream Theater will feel like home, both for the band and for the fans. And here comes the biggest paradox of it all, because on one hand they please at least one portion of their fans, but many others may consider it a paint-by-numbers Dream Theater. And you know what the craziest thing is? Is that if on the first singles released after the return of Mike Portnoy, Dream Theater would do something absolutely unique and new, something that they have never done before, that first part of the Dream Theater fan base would still say that, you know, the boys have lost it, and this feels nothing like real, true Dream Theater. But at the same time, I think that this release tells us quite a lot about the band's upcoming Parasomnia album, much more than it may seem on the surface at first. Well, as I said after the release of Night Terror, the first single released together with Mike Portnoy was pretty much exactly what I personally expected from Dream Theater. It was exactly what most Dream Theater fans were
I'll agree
expecting
with
from the
that.
band.
Okay.
A very thoughtfully crafted but
Okay.
very safe Dream Theater track. And we can, on one hand, say
Night Terror was more safe. Broken Man was less safe, but better. It was better,
the same
much
thing
better
about A
song.
Broken Man, yet at the same time it dives significantly deeper into the depth of the classic Dream Theater sound.
I ain't never heard no bass like that from Mike Portnoy that he did on A Broken Man on that one part.
First track did. At the same time showcasing a slightly darker and heavier side of Dream Theater.
Yes.
Which ironically
Heavier.
enough, Dream
Yes,
Theater
that's-
were
that's
able
it,
to
that's it.
achieve without actually trying to sound heavy. And this kind of makes me believe that with these two singles, Dream Theater are somewhat easing a listener into the world of Parasomnia. And here I have to point out that I haven't actually heard the full album yet. Most likely will do in the next couple of weeks. But the sequence of the first two singles actually makes me believe that Parasomnia will be significantly darker and heavier than we could have thought at first. And it might actually hold quite a lot of surprises, even for the most die-hard Dream Theater fans.
Okay.
But I guess we kind of have to wait a little and see. But for now, please let us know what you guys personally think about A Broken Man, and whether you would like me to do an early review of this album, as well as possibly invite the band on a show for a chat. Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you so much for supporting me, this show, and Ukraine through the...
Yeah, it was a good video. I agree. Yeah. He didn't say nothing wrong. I agree with stuff he was saying. I can see where fans might be on the if and the ends about this particular song, this Broken Man song. I get, you know, me thinking of the past Dream Theater stuff, how they typically sound. Night Terror follows right along with that. This new song, like I said, the Broken Man is very better than Night Terror, so it's more heavier. So I can see why some fans might be on the if about this newer song, Broken Man joint. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.